6 months ago, I released SEO AI bot. It has some success. People are using it, but some wanted me to create a automated no-code workflow version. So I'm putting together. I also do custom SEO setups using automation tools like n8n. Not as comprehensive as the SaaS. You still can achieve a similar thing with the automation. This does include the deep research function, which I was doing 6 months ago, even before it became a thing with the deep research option on the popular chatbot ChatGPT as a deep research option based on a paper called Storm, researching for relevant content, creating articles based on that so that the articles created are a bit more factual. Here I have an automation in n8n, a no-code approach to doing the same thing. I'll take you through this. I'm not going to do this from scratch, but I have this workflow set up. It researches and creates reports, and based on those reports, generate an article and post to WordPress. That's what it does. This is n8n, like make.com, but more AI native. AI agents are first-class citizens here. Get a few keywords if you want to instruct it to optimize for SEO. Let's say backlink building in SEO. Find related keywords. This is a free tool that I have on my site, MVP.com. It has come back with a few keywords. I'm going to see if there is a latest spike. Agent link building, white label backlinks. I don't even know what these are. Website backlink builder, backlinks for real estate. Let's take that and see for those keywords how many are related. Take these four, copy that, and go to the automation. Create an SEO optimized article with these keywords. Main keyword is real estate backlinks. Let's kick that off. The automation is finished. Let's look at the WordPress node. Here's the creator page, maximizing real estate success. Power of backlinks. This is good for long form articles. That is the main feature of my tool. It writes long form articles and build an expert brain around a topic. Understanding backlinks in real estate. You can change the tone, etc. Change the prompt to exactly get it to write the way exactly how you want it. It has the citations and everything. It all depends on your prompt. Developing effective backlink strategies, content production, guest posting, leveraging local listings, network for backlinks. He has done quite a bit of research, very in-depth article measuring success with backlink articles. Top free backlink sources for real estate business, the Backlinks Group, blog submission sites. Has done extensive research on this topic. This can be tweaked. It's not the best tone. Then again, I haven't really done any optimization. You're free to do the prompt optimization and get it exactly how you want it. Let me quickly walk you through the whole process. The main difference is it's much more comprehensive. It generates the internal links and submits to Google Index. All can be done in n8n. It is a bit of work. I will be adding that soon as well for no-code developers and people who work for agencies. You can take this and sell the automation. So the main difference is for now is that generates the images and it does submit to Google and it does internal linking. For technical SEO, chat trigger. Whenever you need to start an n8n workflow, you need a trigger to trigger the automation. Once added, we'll add this option to the canvas here, open chat, and you can chat with the automation. Chat input, create an SEO article with these keywords. It creates a session ID, etc. The very first thing that it does is it goes to a query creation agent. This node is the AI, advanced AI, and the AI agent. I rarely use these OpenAI things anymore because this has way more options and also has tool calling and memory as well. It's all about prompts here. It receives the messages from the previous node, create an SEO optimized article. What it does is it creates 20 search queries plus the user's original query. Provide up to max queries. Max queries is 20. You can configure that to collect in-depth research data for topic inferred from the user's query in JSON format. User's chat message, user's original query inferred must be included. So 20 plus the user's query. And it must not be exactly user's chat message because user can ask write about X, but the query will be just X. You can have a look at this message here. You can copy paste into your workflow. I am also drag and dropping this chat input here. So create an SEO optimized article with these keywords that will appear here. So you can just drag and drop these variables into your prompt and replace those values into your prompts. The output here is a JSON object. The queries are real estate backlinks, importance of backlinks, how to build backlinks, free backlink sources, real estate strategy, real estate backlink techniques. It's actually looking at the topic and coming up with research queries which you can use to search Google to find relevant data. The topic is approached from multiple angles, measuring the success of backlink for real estate. We have a search agent here, another advanced AI agent. The prompt here, again, take a note of this. What it does is for each one of these queries, run a search, perform one search per query, output in JSON format. This is coming from the previous agent, which has generated 21 queries here. And we are also passing today's date into the prompt. We're asking it to give the output in this particular JSON format. Output is real estate backlinks. It does the search and takes the first 3 links from Google search for every query. Importance of backlinks, and then it takes 3 more. How to build backlinks for real estate, it takes 3 more, so on and so forth. What it does is it has a ChatGPT model attached to it. You'll have to create a new credential. When you add OpenAI chat model, you'll be asked to add the API key and select the model. I'm using GPT-4o Mini. It's not the best for testing purposes. It's fine. If you're going to production for all the critical reasoning tasks, give GPT-4o or higher. But for menial tasks, for example, we don't really have any menial tasks here. This all kind of requires some kind of intelligence, I think. Prompt engineering, writing clear prompts will get you very far in terms of quality. So where does it get these links from? You can attach tools to agents. This is the main difference between agents and normal OpenAI calls. The agents have the ability to call tools. In our case, we are using a HTTP request tool. And what it does is it sends a request for each query to SerperDev. I'm using SerperDev. You get 2,500 queries for free if you sign up. This is one of the cheapest options out there and the quality is great. This is how the search will look like when you do a search. Organic search, knowledge graph, it will give you related searches, etc. If you want, you can also tell the agent in this prompt to do additional searches, related searches returned by the tool. So it will do more searches. This is one of the benefits of using AI agents. You don't have strict hard-coded logic. You can just add the prompt and your workflow is still not affected. You don't have to add a node here to add that particular rule there. Just as simple as changing the prompt in this case. After that search, we are using a set field. We're setting it to a query object rather than saying output. So we can distinguish these better. And we are using a split out. For each query, we are splitting the chunks. Before it was one object, one big data structure with 20 queries and its related links. Now we are splitting the one into actual 20 chunks. This is so that the next node, the scrape agent, we want it to run 20 times. That's why we are splitting it out. If we didn't do that, it will be run only once. It says 1 item here, and after the split, it is 20 items. It's supposed to have 21, but GPT-4o Mini for you. It doesn't follow instructions well. You can tweak the prompt to get it to do that. Scrape agent. In the split out, you will get 1 query and 3 links at a time. That's why you don't see all 20 fields here. In the prompt, we are saying generate a research report in Markdown format based only on the content extracted from the provided web pages. To answer the research query and the user's original query, output in this format, research query, JSON query, which will look like real estate backlinks, which is that query over there. Answer for the query, this must directly answer the research query, no fluff. Related information that can be used to answer user's original query or fulfills user's task. User's original query, create an SEO optimized article, and main keyword. So it is actually pulling the chat message here. We have some rules. Source URLs must be cited inline, similar to Perplexity. As inline markdown links, you must also generate a list of source URLs at the end of the report. Citations handling, we have a few more rules. Again, feel free to take a screenshot or scroll back, pause the video. Links to visit and extract information for queries. We are giving the links. Drag and dropping again for that query, JSON to JSON string, which will convert the whole structure into a string. That is what is being displayed here. Once that runs, we get the output like this. In the output, you get 20 research reports. It has all the citations here. You can see that the research report, real estate backlinks. This is for the next query after the importance of backlinks for real estate. Scrape agent using scrape model. You again using GPT-4. Or mini, we are doing a scrape. Scrape.serper.dev. If you give it a link, then it will scrape that URL. Give it as a markdown, which is pretty neat. Whereas here in our this HTTP request, we are using Google serper.dev. So that means that it is you doing a Google search. You can get more information on that on Serper Dev website. Once the scraping is done and the reports have been created, we have 3 different pathways from here. Combine research that say summarize node. Once you drag that in, you can just select concatenate. I need the output from the previous agent. The output property contains the research report and combine them into one big string. That's what it does, as you can see here. We also have an aggregate option here, which basically does the same thing. The only difference is it doesn't convert that into a string. It gives an object structure rather than a string. That's the only difference. You can see that this is a text output. Here, this is like a JSON string. It's still text, but it's in an object format. The next step in this pathway is the outlining agent. In this pathway, we haven't combined the 20 items to one yet. So this outlining agent will be executed 20 times. For each report, it creates an outline. You can see here that given this research report, create an outline for each report. Role of backlinks, definition. It is to represent the report in a hierarchical bullet point format. This is mainly to preserve data. Oftentimes what LLMs do is that when you rewrite original source data, LLMs truncate it. It has a max tokens output. If we have this sort of like hierarchical structure, then it is easier to tell it to not miss any of these points, right, about each and every section and subsection. Create a comprehensive outline for the research report that will be merged to a bigger outline for the whole article. We are creating the outlines for each of these 20 reports. Then we are going to combine all these 20 outlines into one mega outline. We are passing today's data as well. Outline must comprehensively cover all points in the research data. Do not miss anything. The outline must represent the research report. Content should not mention other than the current year where necessary. We are in 2025. The model is trained until 2023. If you don't give this for latest news, etc., it will say backlinks techniques, tactics for 2023 as opposed to 2025. That's why we are giving the date here. The output is the outline. We are not using any tools for that, just using a structured output to get the output as a JSON. For that to work, you have to add a structured output parser to the OpenAI chat model and set it to respond in JSON format rather than text. Take the output of that, put that into a different field called article outline. Now we have an article output field, and what it does have is this structure in here, the role of backlinks, definition of backlinks, etc. So that's the outline that you would get for each report, and after that you're again concatenating all the outlines into one string. We need to collect the data that is coming through this path and this path using a merge node, which is basically just this node here. What we are doing is combining them by position, number of inputs, which is this. If you increase that to 2 or 3, another slot will appear here. We don't have any unpaired items. After merging, you will have all these aggregate research reports, which is coming from this combine outlines agent, again an AI tool agent. I will scroll this so you can note down. Combine and organize multiple outlines into one structured mega outline. So we have another objective, create a single well-structured outline by combining multiple provided outlines tailored to the user's requested format. We are giving other additional instructions: identify desired output format, parse the input, do not use terms like research report, research objective, and there are some guidelines: ensure flow and coherence. You may rearrange the sections. So basically, to avoid duplicates, you have to instruct it to say if multiple reports contain the same sections, merge the duplicate sections. The final outline must align with the user's request, preserve all source content, sections and subsections. We are also giving an output format, and finally we are giving concatenated output here. We're also giving all the queries concatenated outlines from all the different research reports. The agent will create a mega outline from all those outlines. This is where you might want to use a nicer model, but if you want to be cost effective and use GPT-4o Mini. Once that is done, I'm taking that output from the combined outlines agent and I'm setting that to article outline field. After that, I'm again splitting that how many ever H2 headings are there. That split combined outline field to split out. I'm selecting H2, so you can just drag and drop there, include no other fields, and that will split that into 14 subsections. This is again for executing the node that comes after that 14 times. This node here, you can say one item and you can say 14 items here coming through the combined section writer. This will be the next node that will be executed 14 times. Article outline is I am again converting into a string. I'm using two set operations. The first one is still an object structure, a JSON object. I'm converting that into, I could have just done that here, JSON.outputs to JSON string in one go. I don't actually need these two. These two can be combined into one node. After merge, combined section writer, it tells the AI, here's the full article outline, but just write this section with the given section outline. The reason for doing that is to maintain the length of the article and not to lose information. You are an excellent SEO section writer for an article, preserving links from the research data, titled Maximizing Real Estate Success, the Power of Backlinks. I have dragged it there. It's from the merge node. You must follow the outline given for the section and following the whole article outline. I have again some instructions, steps. Look at the section outline and understand the outline to adhere to. Look at the research data to see what can be pulled in to write this section. Look at the research content which you are using to write content to see if it has markdown link citation. If so, use the same link to cite the generator section content using perplexity-like citation format. I don't know what it is actually called, but it understands when I say perplexity-like citation format. There is a specific term for it. If you know what it is, you can also give that. Only write this section. Write content based on research data only. A few more rules. I will scroll down again and you can take a note of what the prompt is. When working with AI agents, prompt engineering will get you very far, even when you're using a not so smart model. So that will look like this actually. When the fields have been replaced, the title will be there, section to write is given there, the whole article outline is here in JSON format. Finally, we are also giving the research data for that section. This is the whole research report. The output of that combined section writer is that again 14 sections in markdown format. We are using another summarize node and use concatenate. We are taking the output from all those 14 outputs and making one big markdown article. When joining them, use a line break. Once that is done, we are using a markdown node, which you can again find here. Down to convert the markdown to HTML. You just use the previous node's output and destination key, give the field where the converted HTML will be stored, and then once that is done, you will get HTML for the concatenated markdown. You can see that the output is HTML. And then we are preparing the data to publish to WordPress. This is a merge node again. When sending data to WordPress, we need the title and content. The title is in this combined mega outline H1. That's why we are trying to extract from that field into this merge node. That's that line over there. And then the HTML data. We have a WordPress node. You'll have to connect to your WordPress account here. Simply go into your WordPress backend and create an application password, which is like an API key for WordPress. Then you add that credentials here and use the title from the mega article outline. The content will be the HTML that was generated by the previous markdown node merged through that merge node. You can add more options here. You can tell it to publish it immediately. Currently it is in draft mode. Once this runs, if you wanted to immediately publish it, you can select publish, or you can also schedule it in the future. You'll get a link after that. The article is generated at that point and the automation has run successfully. Internal linking is another automation that we can do. once we have a couple of articles, we can add into the memory and link to those articles, which can be a separate workflow and be added to this workflow as a sub workflow connected to the combined section writer. So very good starting point for long form articles. You can get this on my Gumroad account or by joining my Discord. Just send me a message there. I'll send it to you. It is free. Like the video and subscribe. Let me know which one you want me to do next. I have faceless video generation. I have voice bots, chat bots. Until next time.